So let's continue on with this really fun series that we're beginning on this channel where I am highlighting and analyzing what I believe are extremely high quality production cues, basically track songs that are perfect for TV shows, movies, and commercials. The way that they're crafted, structured, written are, I believe, the reason why they do very, very well in this business and why they are already represented by some of the best publishers out there in this industry. So we're continuing on, and today we're going to talk about a pop rock cue with female vocals on top. If you do any music with rock guitar, with distorted guitar, this is definitely going to be a track review and a breakdown you do not want to miss, because I don't think it gets better than this. I think the track you're about to hear is literally top notch here. This is A+ material for a variety of reasons, not just the quality of it, but also the focus of it, the emotional tone of it, and of course, what we're going to really highlight are the lyrics and the melodies that were chosen for how this track was crafted. Lyrics and vocals are definitely becoming more and more in demand in this business, but that does not mean that you just get to write whatever you want to and throw it on top of your tracks. You got to make sure that you're thinking about this in a business sense to make sure that your track can be used for a variety of different ad campaigns. And I think that's what this track really honestly is going for. And I would not be surprised if many of you have already heard this track and it's been placed on multiple different probably ad and commercials. So let's go check it out. This is a track called Here We Go by a group called Swarms. I actually featured them on my channel about a year or two ago because they were so good. So they're coming back for this one for sure, because I think once you find some of these examples, shining star examples, you remember them for sure. And I know that clients do as well. So I'm going to hit play on it. I will pause it sporadically throughout it, and I just want to point out what is working, and I want you guys to just start noticing how some of these cues are structured so that you can sort of fall in line and emulate them if you want to, but not ripping them off, not stealing lyrics, not stealing melodies, not stealing chord progressions, anything like that, but definitely writing your own stuff, but sort of noticing how do they start their track, how do they build up their tension areas, how do they transition into the chorus, what types of content are they writing about with these lyrics? These are the kind of things that we're going to point out in this video. It's going to be a lot of fun. Grab your coffee or your drink and let's get started. Here we go with Here We Go. Right before we get into the big break, sorry to be a teaser like that, pretty basic intro, not too much going on, right? You have this really cool, pretty basic guitar riff, some claps, some percussion. You hear a little bit of these male vocals kind of chants in the beginning. Let's play that again. Into the main section. This is as simple as it can be when you write sync licensing music, okay? Here We Go is probably the most generic and bland thing you can say on a track. Where are we going? Here we go. Are we going to a sporting event? Are we going on a road trip? Are we going to any destination? And that's the exact point, right? You can hear a track like this and easily picture it on a commercial for trying to sell somebody on a car. Here we go on our big road trip, right? Or somebody trying to sell a credit card. Here we go on our shopping spree. Here we go. It could be a sporting event. It doesn't matter, but the energy is right. And the energy, what I hear and what I'm picking up from a track like this is action. Put your butt in action. Get your butt off the couch and move. Walk over and buy this car. Walk over and use this credit card. Walk over and go to this event, or tune into this or tune into that. So this is really about positive action, getting somebody to make some sort of an action, a physical action with whatever this company maybe was advertising. So that's what's really amazing and powerful about keeping your lyrics a little bit more broad, a little bit more open for potential interpretation. If you have a very specific story you're telling with your lyrics, or you're talking about a very specific thing that happened and you don't have it this broad and open, you can get placements, but you just sort of limit the ability for you to have a versatile appeal to what you're really doing. So instead of this vocalist singing, Here We Go, if you're saying something like, crossing the finish line or something like that. Yeah, that's somewhat open to a couple of interpretations, but crossing the finish line is even more specific about, is that a sporting, like we were talking about, a race, or is that about accomplishing a goal, right? It's a little bit more of a specific thing that could be happening, whereas here we go is like everything could fit into this, and this energy really could be used, this track and this music and these lyrics can be used to be selling or promoting anything essentially in the ad space. And this is definitely more of an ad focused kind of a track. And of course you got those great backing vocals, those oohs and harmonies and all that good stuff going on. So very simple though, but very, very catchy, right? You probably can sing that back already. Here we go, here we go, here we go, right? You can still sing that back already. And so that's a really important part about this. Even though we're not writing songs for the general public that we want to have people like get hooked on this and keep coming back to stream it, we do want to hook the one person that's going to be listening to our track, which is usually a supervisor or an ad executive or an editor or somebody. So you got to hook them with your ear hook, right? You got to get something going in their ears that they go, man, that track is just coming back to me over and over again. I want to, if I'm going to have to edit this spot, all week, and I'm going to hear this track 1,000 times, got to be something that I really like. So you still are writing hit songs, but maybe we're not trying to write hit songs for the general masses. We're really just trying to get an audience of one with our hit song, if that makes sense. So let's go get started now into our first verse, and let's pay attention to, again, their lyrics and the structure and what's going on with the music. We just kind of had our intro hook chorus. Let's see where they go with it from here.
It's a new day for me. It's a new world to see. We can do anything. Oh, can you feel it? We gotta shake it a lot. You know we can't get enough. Always a new place to be. Always a real thing. Oh, come on over. You gotta see it to believe it. Here we go. Listen up to hear that sound. Playing from your stereo. Oh, we're never slowing down. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
So we're going to go right back into our second verse here. But essentially what you have here is you have this great second verse coming in. Let's pay attention one more time. Let's go back to the start of that so you can kind of notice and pay attention to the actually what's being said in the lyrics. I don't have the lyrics printed out here. I don't think they're actually on the site that I'm at. But we can definitely pay attention to what they're doing. And of course, pay attention to those lyrics in the chorus. Still pretty open, right? Let's pay attention to that.
It's a new world to see. We can do anything. Oh, can you feel it?
We can do anything. Can you feel it? We can literally talk about anything. Can you feel it? Right? We can make a song that could be appealing to many things. Can you feel it?
We gotta shake it a lot. You know we can't get enough. Always a new place to be. Always a real thing. Oh, come on over. You gotta see it to believe it.
You got to see it to believe it. Isn't that not perfect for commercials? What are they talking about? I can insert a million products and services. You got to see it to believe it, because that's exactly what somebody's selling you on something. It's like, you won't believe what this car can do for you. You won't believe what this service can do for you. You have to see it to believe it, right? Perfect. Absolutely pitch perfect for sync.
Here we go. Listen up to hear that sound. Playing from your stereo. Oh, we're never slowing down. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
And notice that little turnaround there. Sorry, I'm bumping my microphone here. That little turnaround there, a little bit of a glitch, and it's a little different than what we heard before, right? When we ended our first chorus, let's see what they did there. Basically, the drums dropped out. That was it. And then here we go, here we go, here we go, right? Now, this time when we're dropping out, let's see what they do. Different, right? They could have done the same thing. They could have just copied and pasted that first part, put it on this one, but they want to give, and they were smart. This is why I know they understand sync. They're giving options. So this is just a little bit of a weird stuttering ending there to the, not weird, but a cool creative choice to stutter and end that last chorus, and then go into this bridge section here.
You gotta come on with me. We got that right energy. Yeah, this is just what we need. Can you believe it? Oh, if you know, then you know. So get started, let's go. Oh, let us take you away. Oh, can you dream it? Oh, come on over. You gotta see it to believe it. Here we go. Listen up to hear that sound. Playing from your stereo. Oh, we're never
notice there's a little bit of a different transition, right? So now we have 3 different options to give an editor if they need 3 different ways to get out. And I misspoke. It wasn't a bridge. It's more of like a second verse they had going on there. But now let's pay attention to the bridge. This is kind of like a big tension building section. We can see how they go from this chorus into this final build-up section and complete the track with the final chorus. Great dynamics here, by the way.
We got it under control. We got it under control. We got it under control. We got this. We got this. We got it under control. We got it under control. We got it under control. We got this. We got this. We got it under control. We got it under control. We got it under control. We got this. We got this. We got it under control. We got it under control. We got it under control. We got this. We got this. Here we go.
And a little bit of a surprise there, right? Because there was an extra beat of a pause before we went into the last chorus. So that was like a cool little way to give an edit point, essentially, for an editor if they wanted just this really cool, we got this, and like have a little pause before, and have a clean cut of that. They can literally just enter that in. So this whole bridge section here, this build up, which again, notice how broad and open those lyrics are. They're not very specific. We got this. Well, what do we got? Whatever. Whatever you need us to get. We got that, okay? I know that can be a turnoff for some lyricists and some writers, and that kind of thing, and that's okay. If this is really not interesting to you, sync licensing might not be the best fit. We do need to make sure that the music that we're creating and crafting is useful and serviceable. And so my job, I feel, as I'm trying to coach and mentor a lot of you guys to do well in this business, is to not waste your time in the studio writing a lot of specific lyrics that pigeonhole you and put you in tiny, tiny little categories of potential relevance for opportunities. If you write like this, like Swarms writes, you're opening yourself up to many more placements. You can basically exponentially increase your licensability and hopefully your income basically by having just more broad appeal to many different clients. So that's really what we want to focus on with our approach to this business. So for some of you, you're excited, you feel that, you really can see what I'm saying here. For others, it's just not that interesting and you don't want to be told at all, to sort of quote unquote simplify it or dumb it down for, more people to access it. And that's totally cool. It's not a judgment call. This is just something that I'm telling you, if you really want to thrive in this business, this is one of those things that really does help you increase your appeal. So let's finish up the track.
Playing from your stereo. Oh, we're never slowing down. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
And even a final different ending there, right? We have these drum fills, kind of giving them that big epic ending, bigger crash cymbals, even a little bit of an interesting turnaround there in the middle. So just hyping it up. And that last chorus definitely felt to me a little bit bigger than the previous two. But again, always know that when you do repeat sections, if it's going to be a verse or it's going to be anything, like you can see here, I'll show you guys the difference. Here's the first verse.
It's a new world to see. We can do anything. Oh, can you feel it?
Second verse.
We got that right energy. Yeah, this is just what we need. Can you believe it? Oh, if you
Right, so completely different vibes there. You had a really stripped down version here, and then you have more of a full release track that almost feels like as big as the chorus, but we are singing the verse lyrics on top of it. So a really excellent way to make sure that when we do repeat a section, repeating the lyrics, that kind of a thing, we're giving options. We're not getting stale and copying and pasting our way through these tracks. So we don't just make beats with sync licensing. We got to make sure that we are creating full audio experiences for the listener so that it's constantly building, constantly evolving, and adding new options along the way. It's going to be this theme that you're going to hear over and over again with track reviews that I put out on this this series. So pop rock, you guys can feel it. High quality samples, big drums, big full mix, right? Very, very loud, nice, rich, and full low end. You're going to make sure you have to have that. And it just basically feels very modern and very energetic. And obviously with that 10,000 foot view, appeal that you have to never forget, I'm bobbing along and nodding along to this thing the entire time. So it's just great music at the core of it. Great riff, great beat, great rhythm, all that good stuff. So you got to make sure you get the basics right. And then you can make sure that the the structure and the composition and the appeal starts to work for sync licensing. But never forget, at the core of it, it's got to just be great music. You got to just be a fan of it yourself, and hopefully, getting some feedback from other people that you respect. They are also digging it and going like, wow, I really am just a fan of this. I think this is a really cool piece of music, first and foremost. then you could go into the next realm. So that's what I got for you guys for pop rock. Let me know if you have any further questions. I'll be happy to answer any of those right below, and we're going to continue on with this series. I got many more genres and suggestions, but of course, I'm always open to more. So if you have something else after watching this that you'd like me to break down, something that's interesting to you and your genre, just put it as a comment below. I'll be happy to potentially review it in a future video on this series.